You mentioned something this morning in our sales meeting that made me think too. The same thing that Brian Tracy and Les Brown had said in the past that you said, I think it's very applicable. I'd love for you to share it.
Oh, that is all my fault?
That's right.
Yes, it's all my fault.
Talk about that, because for those out there, because I talk a lot about accepting responsibility. Mm-hmm. The most successful people in the world, they accept responsibility. And you, what were you talking about in the meeting? I don't even remember, but you said it was your fault and that it was up to you. And it was like, what were you talking about?
Well, it's because at the beginning, it's very easy to, and I used to have one of my first bosses in corporate America. She was also a kid of immigrants. And she was telling me, I was lucky that I was born in America, and you only can make it in America if you really, really, really take the bull by the horns, and then you take action on it, So I thought about it, and I think that you and I, we follow the same people, Gary, Grant, everybody else. So then I heard Gary one time saying, the day that you realize that everything is your fault, your life will change. And I was like, why he means like that? And then
I'm getting chills because that's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And then I realized.
Pay attention to this, guys. I'm telling you, this is gold.
And then I realized, the fact that I didn't sell one policy right now is my fault. The fact that I didn't push hard enough is my fault. The fact that the customer left me and he went somewhere else is because I didn't provide something that they were needed. So it's my fault. The fact that an employee left me, that means that it's my fault. Yes. Everything is my fault because this is my company. So the one that is running the ship is me, right?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, is everything my fault. So I have to put systems in place, right? I think that's what you were driving to, right? Yes. I have to put systems in place so then I don't get surprised by the consequence of situations.
Correct.
So I put myself always in a situation that this can be very bad, and I think that you are also in that lane that, this can go very bad, right? So if it goes very bad, what is going to be my exit escape from this? So if I know that I have, 100 clients or already past 1,000, I can lose half of them tomorrow. So then what I'm going to do to avoid that? Because something can happen tomorrow. COVID happened.
Right.
And I had customers that they died from COVID, and that's horrible. Yeah, that's horrible. But that's sadly in the business that we're in life insurance business, people die. We are in the Medicare business, older people die, more, and they get sick more often than younger people. And sadly, this happened, and it's horrible that we're going through this process right now. But it might happen that somebody might lose probably half of their business. Right. And what are they going to do about it?
A lot of people did. I mean, there was a company in Springfield. We went and looked at their space because we thought about it was taking it over. It was a marketing company. And at the beginning of COVID, they lost, I think, $2 billion.
Ouch.
And they had to lay a bunch of people off because they lost a lot of their clients. And
wow.
It was, and so we at early COVID, we were actually touring their space to see if we wanted to move our entire operation there. It wasn't big enough, but it was crazy.
But that goes to the point that it's better. It pays to be bigger, and take responsibility. And I think that at the end of the day,
that's what the impressive part is. Sorry to interrupt, but that's the impressive part. I love that you're saying that because literally, I'm walking through that and I'm hearing about how they lost $2 billion, and I'm like, I want to be in a position to where I could actually lose $2 billion.
Sure.
Truthfully, that's the message.
Yeah.
I love that you said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice problem to have.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? Because think about it. If you only make $100,000, that's I think the average Medicare agent that they make $100,000 a year.
Like 50 or 60. Yeah.
If you lose half of your practice, what is that? You lost $50,000. How you can believe in America?
Exactly. Then you can't. Then you got to move to Springfield because everything's so cheap here.
But it's not only about you. Then it's about your family, your livelihood, your friends, your family, whoever else you help. It's not only about you. Mm-hmm. So it's about not being selfish, know. And then,
do you believe? Because now that you said the word selfish, I want to ask a question. I've been thinking about something over here. Do you believe that if someone has the ability to expand and grow outside of them,
mm-hmm.
and they have the ability to add people,
mm-hmm.
and they don't? Are they selfish?
Yes, they are. They should expand because it's their responsibility with their community too. Like me being bilingual and being able to see so many people that they don't understand the language and they don't even know how Medicare works. They don't even know how Social Security works. I take it as my responsibility. I made it.
You believe everything's your responsibility, which is why I love you. Yeah.
Well, but I made it. You know what I mean? Like for many people say, oh, look at Tatiana. Tatiana came. She wasn't even born here, right? Because I wasn't
right.
born here. And then I came speaking English. I mean, my English is still broken, but it was more broken at that time.
How much money did you make in Peru?
Oh, forget about it. In American dollars, probably $8,000 a year.
So from $8,000 a year to over $500,000 a year.
Yes.
That's freaking amazing.
That's the American dream.
Yeah.
That's what I take responsibility for it because see,
Right.
many people are still over there or even here. I'm surprised when I meet agents here that they are working for a company that they provide leads or something
Yeah.
and they are asked to write 4 policies a month. I was
Exactly.
like, a month? I write that in a day. I mean, I was like, how you can live with 4 policies a month?
You can't.
It's just they are crippling or you already because they're making you think that 4 policies a month is a good ratio.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's below mediocre.
It's bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you would be outside in the street, there's so many opportunities here. You're going to tell me that you only can sell 1 policy a week?
Exactly.
I used to have a boss that she used to tell me you have to pay your right to be here. Like she gave us a salary, obviously. And we used to sit there. Her name is Yvette Ledesma. She watched this video ever. I love her. We're still friends. She used to be my boss. But I consider her one of my mentors, you know, because she showed me something very important, how to be a woman in business in a man world and how to show by actions what you can do. Because it's very easy for a man to say, oh, she's just a woman, you know, maybe she cannot do it or she's being emotional or whatever, right? But she showed me if you work hard, nobody will outwork you and you will be on top, you know, and people always remember the first person. They don't remember the second or the third or the fourth, you know, so I'm one of those people that like to look at the board and they see my name on the first. And when I see my name on the first, I feel good, you know. But she showed me that you have to work for what you want and then you have to be on top. And she used to say, well, I give you a salary. At that time, I think it was like $55,000 or something like that. And she used to give me commission. I said, but think about it, $55,000, that cost me like around good, I don't know, maybe $6,000 a month. And then if you divide that by 4 weeks, it's like 1,000 something. If you divide it by 5 days that you're working here, then that means that you're costing me $200 a day. So what you're gonna do to make up to that money, because I have to find value in you. Otherwise, you're going to be out, right?
That's good.
And that made me think, I was like, okay, she's paying for me $200. And she used to say all the time, well, you have to make more than $200 a day in sales.
That's right.
In order for you to justify.
Profitable.
In order for me to make it, in order for me to pay you.
Yes.
Because you don't want me to tell you, I don't have enough money to pay you because you didn't make enough sales. I depend on yourself to pay your salary because nobody gave me a salary, right? And I was like, you know what? She's right.